Hello guys, a warm welcome to all of you to Synchrodex. And so this is our first podcast on the YouTube channel as it as a normal podcast. So with me today I have Aditya
My
and myself Sajin,
co-host. Yeah.
and and what we are planning to do in this podcast is basically just have a good talk on the latest trends, latest news on motorcycles and four-wheelers from all around the world, and also talk about motorsports and the rest of the things that's happening in the automotive world.
Yeah, that would be a
So
very
again,
chill
once again, a
episode.
warm welcome, and and let's get to it.
Yeah.
So Aditya, we
So,
have our
first
first
topic.
reviews out on the
Yeah.
Thruxton 400.
Finally, the embargo is done. It looks amazing. I know it's what do you say? It's a hot opinion right now, very unpopular, that saying the Thruxton looks good. But I think for what they've ventured out to do, they've achieved what it is. It does look like a baby Thruxton. And from the
Yeah,
reviews,
yeah,
it's looking really good. Like they've made multiple changes to it, so it's not just a Speed 400 with the fairing. They've made
yeah, yeah.
changes in the engines and in the chassis. In the engines, I think they
Hmm.
changed the cam, different profile, all that stuff. So now it makes 2 more horsepower, and they've brought a new rear subframe. The front assembly is different to what do you say, help fix the fairing. Yeah,
Hmm.
and yeah, so with the engine changes, it's gotten an extra 10 kilometer uh, per an hour top speed. So it's like one from 150
I
to
think 15. I think
160.
115. I think it's 15 kilometers
No, no,
because
I think the speed 400
the Speed
was capped
400 did a
out.
150,
Yeah, 150. This
and
is a
this does a
160.
165. No, this does a
160.
165.
Okay. And
Either way,
yeah, another
I think
two.
profile of the bike has changed here and there, especially with the new slimmer tank. Although the capacity almost remains quite the same, to give you the cafe racer vibe of the bike, they have reduced it to a slimmer tank, but longer, and they have even changed the tail of the bike to give a with a
Much
cowl
more.
that can
Yeah,
be
yeah.
removed separately to give you the proper cafe racer vibes.
Hmm. Yeah, they've changed the rear subframe to make it thinner. I think
Yeah, yeah,
the changes for the tank should have been slightly more different. Like it should have been it should have kept the rear thing, but a bit more bulkier front. Because right now the front cowl looks a bit stuck on because there's a little bit of a gap between the what do you say, the tank and the
yeah,
fairing. So
yeah.
I
Making the
think
bike thinner was, I think, not a good idea because when you look at the Thruxton 1200 and even the Thruxton 800,
yeah, it's
I
quite
can
a bulky. It
It
is.
it's quite a wide motorcycle. Now I understand that it's because it's got a twin cylinder
Yeah.
engine and that it's a proper super bike or a super GT bike. But still, I feel that they should have kept the original dimensions of the Speed 400 and just given the clip-ons and the more side rake and stuff
Even
like
the
that.
wheelbase is changed. It's much more aggressive.
Yeah. The
What do you say?
aggressive part I understand. Yeah, the aggressive part I understand because it's supposed to be a cafe racer. But
Oh, the wheelbase is
I
also reduced, so it's much
yeah, yeah.
more nimble. Yeah.
Yeah,
Then
all that part I agree. It's just that the width of the bike seems to have been reduced, and
which,
it's much more of an
especially
issue.
for the Indian market, people really care about the size when it comes to look. Like people already don't like how the scrambler is so thin, which I really like. It's the thin profile really works for the scrambler, but everyone wants like not everyone, but like a huge majority
Mhm.
wants a bulkier looking design.
Yeah, yeah, understood. So speaking about the price in terms of the Thruxton 400, it's still reasonably priced compared to
Yeah.
the Speed
And
400
with
itself.
it's quite a lot of changes too.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
it's warranted.
With for just around 10,000 or 20,000 rupees price
20
increase in each showroom.
20,000 more, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I feel that it is pretty reasonably priced. And
Like
however, we only have since it's only been 2, 3 days since the embargo, we still have only the official reviews or the official, what do you call,
Yeah, the
the
ride
release
reviews.
reviews of the web. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So well, I think in probably another month or so we'll get in the long-term reviews in, and then we'll see exactly the how similar or parallel it is to the Speed 400 and the Scrambler 400, and how different it is to the same as well.
Yeah, from
And
what
also
the
we'll get
reviews say, it's
yeah, yeah,
quite dynamically, it's quite different. It's much more peppier, it's much more entertaining than the Speed
yeah, yeah,
400.
yeah.
So,
And we'll also get to know the true figures of the mileage and the rest of the other things that they've given, saying that about the top end, about the efficiency and stuff like that. The one good thing that I see with the Cafe Racer right now is that the seat height has actually dropped
yeah,
to 795 mm. So people who are of a shorter height, they'll have more accessibility towards this bike, because they can plant both of their foot
yeah, they
in
can
this bike.
flat feed it. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. However, I feel that since this is a cafe racer, they should have given, adjustable levers for the brake and the clutch,
yeah.
because since it's already there with the Speed
Because
400 and the Scrambler 400, they should have just given it, as a standard option. Because
I
but at this price point, they're just bringing out pretty much at least 70 to 75% of the entire parts coming straight from the Speed 400. So it wouldn't have made it feels you know. A wastage of not giving such an option for the levers to be not provided in the bike.
I think what it really needed, the two things they needed was a quick shifter and better paint scheme. I think what really drags us down is the paint scheme. It's a bit too loud. I think Triumph have done this before with the T4. When they initially launched it, it was very boy racer kind of vibes, and then afterwards they brought this beautiful new color schemes, the twin colors. So I
Yeah.
feel they somewhere they've let down the customers.
I think that's where Triumph got Bajajified, if you want, in other
Yeah.
words.
The color schemes
To bring the
just
dual
look,
tool.
yeah,
And it
just
looks, and it, to be honest, it looks straight copied from the Pulsar color schemes. Some of them, especially the yellow and black one, it looks very similar to the Pulsar. I think it is the RS 200 that had the same color scheme.
I think
Um,
without the decals, just a plain solid color would have looked
yeah,
amazing.
like if they would have brought out the
Or
silver from the 1200
yeah,
Thruxton, that would have
like
been
a brushed
yeah,
aluminium finished or
yeah, yeah,
something like that,
and
or
and
chrome finished.
yeah, they already have a USD that has a gold finish to it,
Uh,
and the Thruxton 1200 also has a same USD as well. So it would have been a proper revival or a homage to the 1200, and some chrome elements to the headlights and stuff like that. That would have been a real price point. I mean, that would have been a bigger selling point for the
yeah.
new Thruxton 400, I feel.
Because this bike is more on the aesthetics than on the driving dynamics, because it's already your posture is already in a not the comfortable area, so it's like
Yeah, yeah.
a lot of it is towards the aesthetics. So I feel Triumph cost cutting there might have hurt a bit more on
That's
the
not just where the
early
cross cutting.
appearance.
That's just not where the cost cutting, because following some of the reviews, the paid reviews done by the other channels, some of the test units, the fairing has a vibration past
Yeah,
6,000 RPM, which makes it really difficult because the fairing is bolted onto the frame of the vehicle, and as
you can
the
just, yeah, that might just be
yeah
like early
the
model or
yeah,
this.
yeah. The fairing vibrates and in turn vibrates the display a little bit. I know it's a semi what do you call digital display. It's got the proper normal
It's the
dials on it as well.
carryover from the Speed 400.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So it's pretty much accessible. And to be honest, it's the only negative review that has come out at this point. So
Yeah, which is
it
pretty
felt
good.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I just felt that we had to acknowledge that at this point. About how your the gear shifting and the rest of the parts cause a vibration, we'll have to wait for that. And since it's obviously pretty same as a Speed 400, the heating issues are
reliability,
supposed to be yeah, yeah. The
it's
heating
all
issues in the
good.
city, everything is just going to be what do you call
Similar.
substituted
Yeah,
straight from the Speed 400 characteristics. And as Aditya had mentioned, the speed is pretty much the same. The ground clearance. has changed a little bit. I think it has become 158-meter because of the seat height reduction. It's got a steeper rake, as Aditya mentioned, so the drivability is going to be more nimble and peppier.
Yeah.
So in another month or so, we'll get our long-term reviews, and that's when we can give out a proper prediction as to what this bike is all about.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's all about the Thruxton 400.
Oh,
The
another
next,
thing.
yeah,
What
sure.
else?
Go ahead.
Or they should just release like a special, like afterwards, like a maybe Thruxton R or something with like the chrome finish, spoked wheels. Like there's quite a lot they could have added initially itself, because they
Yeah, but
already
I
brought
think
this.
they just play. Yeah, they're just going for a safe play here
Yeah.
because they do not want to invest that much onto the inventory, and then it not being a success
Also,
would
the
be a
price
backlash
bump
for
would
them.
be a lot. It would have come around three.
Yeah, not just
Extra.
that, but yeah, because they do not know how the Indian customers would react to it at the same point,
Yeah,
right?
which would also
Because
push it nearer to the
yeah, yeah.
Enfields.
Because most of the triumphs that you're seeing on the road has either been the ADVs, the Tiger series, or the Speed Triples, or the Trident 660, which is the most I would say accessible to the Indian consumer. I would say because it was priced so low when it had dropped the Trident 660, and it's only after and the more what do you call the budget friendly bikes that were produced by Bajaj was what actually put Triumph on the market. So I'm pretty sure the most of the Indian consumers had zero idea or zero
Yeah,
to
about the
none
legacy
little
of
idea,
Triumph. Yeah.
yeah, or what the Triumph is, or the older bikes like the Thruxton and the Triumph Bonneville series and all those would have been pretty much you know uh, it would
Fresh.
have been invisible. Yeah, it would have been
Yeah.
invisible to the human Indian eyes. So dropping these two bikes was a huge success, and they did not want to lose that success by dropping a Thruxton that played more of an homage to the older bikes because
Yeah.
I feel that the Indians wouldn't have liked it right away because it had more of a
All,
regal look to it.
yeah, and also the Thruxtons, cafe races in general are also an acquired taste. Not everyone likes it. Like if you're a fan of it, you're really
Yeah,
a
but
fan of
the
it.
GT650 is a testament to the fact that Indians do like cafe races.
Yeah.
I feel so. It's not a matter of liking the cafe racers. It's more about how they look, because the GT650 is you know a lot of the units of GT650 are sold.
Yeah.
So a Thruxton still being a cafe racer, but with the semi-fairing,
Hmm.
that's where the point is. The semi-fairing plays a whole lot of to the design aspect of the bike.
Yeah, and also it
Um,
does look more towards speed 1200 RR than the actual thruster, because it
yeah, yeah,
has
yeah.
more of the speed's DNA in it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel even the
So
naming over there, but I don't think it matters. It uh, Thruxton is not, what do you say, a legacy brand here. So naming it that I don't think matters as much.
enthusiast radar is the big revival of the TVS Norton
Mm-hmm.
partnership.
Partnership, yeah.
Yeah, after the recent visit from our Prime Minister to the UK, it has been confirmed that TVS will be dropping 450cc or the mid-segment bikes to India under the Norton branding, which is something that we are very excited about.
Yeah.
Because to be very honest, the TVS and BMW partnership was going downhill. It's still going downhill, to be
It
honest.
had a very lukewarm reception from the start itself.
Yeah, yeah. Because for as most of you know, and some of you don't know, TVS BMW partnership came right about when the second generation KTM Dukes were just dropped, and they just swept the Indian market away. I feel because those bikes, every single issue that a consumer faced with the first generation Dukes was almost fixed, completely fixed in the newer generation of Dukes.
Also, the build
And
quality just
yeah,
increased
yeah,
by a lot. And
yeah, and
it's a testament
yeah,
of Bajaj KTM's partnership. They did really well.
yeah, and I think it was also in the second generation when the KTM Duke 125 got dropped, and which was even more accessible to the common, middle class and the lower middle class segment, because it was you still had a bike that was under the KTM branding,
Yeah, and
and what
it
made this
brought
bike
so
special was it
many
came
people
straight
to the
from
brand.
Austria.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 125 was straight imported from Austria. It was not Bajaj built. So that was a big selling point for the KTM Duke 125, and the numbers speak volumes. The
Yeah,
bike was
Austrian
the
DNA.
bike had yeah, yeah, yeah. The bike had an insane reception. Meanwhile, TVS just bolted on an Apache 310 engine onto their the BMW frames that they had designed, and it was a
It
mid
was
reception at
identical.
best.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
also BMW Motorrad's service costs are just way too much for a
yeah,
310cc
because
bike.
because because you were getting your Apaches serviced under the BMW badging. That was pretty much it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure if you had given the same bike to the TVS service center,
Yeah.
they could have actually it would have been half the price, but more importantly, you would have gotten the exact same service done for
Mhm.
half the price.
Yeah, but the
So
thing is TVS service centers, which is
yeah.
another pain. So you choose
Yeah, that's a
convenience
different story.
or you
That's a
choose
different
price.
story.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That's the what do you call payoff that you have to decide between BMW and TVS at the same time. But even considering all this, the BMW TVS run is bad. It's really disappointing to say the best.
Yeah. Internationally, they didn't
Because
do well.
yeah, because internationally it was not required. It didn't do well because internationally BMW already had very good sales with their superbikes and their bigger engines and the bigger displacement bikes, especially in the ADV category and the super motorrad category with their S1000 RRs and the M1000 RR.
Yeah, last year.
The naked streets not so much, but they in the whole context of the world, BMW had very decent sales. So the point of bringing a mid-segment bike to the world was a
No,
marketing
no,
gimmick, I would say at best.
no, 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 no. I feel there is a market gap there, and it was a right, what do you say, bike, but I don't think the bike performed as expected. It didn't have the BMW characteristics.
Yeah, no,
Like
yeah, the BMW
the
car.
Speed 400s, the speed both those Triumph bikes doing well internationally. The
Yeah, yeah,
BMW compared to that, absolutely n- no numbers
because
which are
yeah,
worth
because
praising.
because they were priced so high. That's one
On
of the major reasons
and
why.
they sold as much GS 1250s as they did the RR 310s. I mean the whatever the
G310R.
yeah G310R.
Yeah, yeah. And in India, especially the G310 GS just didn't work because we already had enough ADVs by that point.
Yeah, and there
Uh,
is a good fan following for the bikes, but in the
when
end,
it comes to yeah, yeah,
yeah,
because it's a matter of comparison, right? So you back then you already had the well-established Himalayan 411s
yeah,
and just introduced into the market smaller displacement, the Xpulse 200s and the Xpulse 160s,
mhm,
which already took the market by storm.
yeah,
So you're basically paying the exact same price for a Himalayan with an engine I would say was subpar and with design characteristics and the entire design language of the bike was more sportier than more ADV-ish. I mean, it did the functions well. It was the functions that they had given to make it look like an ADV was spot on.
yeah.
But when you're
That's just not
comparing with
enough.
these three bikes,
Yeah, and
yeah,
the
when you're
price.
comparing with the
You,
yeah, yeah, exactly. When you're comparing it with these three bikes, it's just too much of a price to pay towards
yeah,
the BMW G310 GS
yeah.
because
You're paying the brand. You're paying the BMW brand price tag.
yeah, exactly. So that was just a big mistake from in terms of the TVS.
Yeah,
So coming back to the whole Norton TVS partnership. For those of you who don't know what Norton is all about, Norton's a very established motorcycle company hailing from the United Kingdom. So their roots have been planted a long time ago. To be precise, the company was founded in 1898, and it actually first begun, as a spare parts company for the two wheeler market back then. And it was actually in 1902 when 4 years after the company had found, they built their first motorcycle using a French-made Clement engine. Soon after, in 1907, 5 years later, they entered the first Isle of Man TT race. And Norton decided that they had to go big at that point, and by 1908 they had dropped two new motorcycles with such heavy displacements. One was the 633cc Big Four and the 490cc 16H. And the 16H is one of the most important motorcycle during that time because it was a motorcycle given to the Allied forces during the World War One and World War Two. Um, from 1927 till 1938, Norton had, established itself by getting 10 Isle of Man TT wins. So these people were not joking around with their bikes. So, and most of you might have seen what an Isle of Man TT is to the current generation and how dangerous and how risky the race is. To get 10 consecutive wins is not a joke. It was then by 1930s and 1945s, where during the World War II, Norton had already supplied 100,000 uh, 16H to the army and the Allied forces. Um, it was back then in 2008. Got under new managementship under Stuart Garner, who revived their more popular models like the Commando series and the new design V4 bike called the V4 SS. In 2012 to 2019, they returned to the TTs, but they had a very
Lukewarm.
mixed, lukewarm results. However, in 2020, TVS decided to buy it for pennies on the dollar, just for 16 million pounds, which for a company with that much history is is just very cheap.
Mm.
Um, Under the TVS's new leadership, they opened this new factory and new facility in UK itself in 2021. And since then, they have been secretly developing the 850cc TVS Norton bike. And we had seen the most recent development of that bike in the last Bharat Auto Expo. And again, as I mentioned earlier, it was during the recent by our Prime Minister to the United Kingdom that it was confirmed that TVS will be releasing 450cc's. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be the exact same engine that they're going to release with the new TVS BMW 450
Yeah.
G450S, sorry, GS 450. And they're just going to strap on the same engine and then just build a street naked bike or something very similar to the Speed Time 400
Yeah.
with just a bigger displacement engine.
But I think it would be in a
So,
different category. It's going to be against the Aprilas, the
yeah, yeah,
Ninjas. Yeah.
yeah, because I think they're also planning on making it a twin, as
Yeah.
far as I know.
The 450 is a
So,
twin. Yeah.
yeah,
So
so the obviously they'll be fighting against the Aprilia there, but the design language is going to be completely different because do not expect that it's going to be a
a super sport. Yeah.
fully fed super sport bike. It's going to be the design language is going to be very similar to that of the
A
Speed 400s.
retro. Yeah. A retro design.
Yeah, yeah, retro design. If you want in reference, we'll be putting the Commando's photo. You can see it's going to be having most likely it's just going to be the new Commando 450 instead of the Commando 961. And the Commandos by itself are very good looking bikes. They have that retro vibes to it, and it performed well in the markets in UK. So most likely they're just going to revive the Commando series and just strap on the 450 engine to it.
Yeah. Oh, also the BMW, the GS 450 is leaked. The patents got leaked, and yeah, it doesn't. Well, the online sentiment from what I've seen is people are disappointed with the what do you say, the headlight, the front look, because it doesn't
Yeah, yeah.
have the what do you say, the prototypes, beautiful, the X-shaped DRL segments. It's more.
Uh,
It's actually really
the
close to
it
the
was supposed to be 1350 GS. Yeah.
yeah 1350 GS. So it follows the what do you say, the BMW characteristics and design language. But yeah, I feel they could have brought something new here.
Yeah, because this looks like a mix of the TVS made new ADV that's going to come out. It
Yeah.
looks very similar to that.
Yeah, but that's going to be a
So
310, I think.
yeah,
As
yeah,
of
that's a
now.
310 engine. That's a different segment. It's pretty much similar to the Apache, and it's just that it's going to be having minor tunings to make it fall it into the ADV
Yeah.
segment.
I think
But I
TVS
think
is too late to the market now. It's
yeah, yeah, the TVS with their ADV is too late to the market. It's true. But we'll
They
have to
should
see.
have
We'll
done
have to
it
see how it
last
plays
year.
out.
Now we have the new
No,
KTM's, we
they
have the
should have done it.
Himalayans. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah, they should have done it when Expulse came out because that would have been the right time to drop out such a bike
yeah. I
because the
think the
Expulse.
310 now is irrelevant.
Yeah, because
Power figure
back then,
wise,
yeah,
yeah,
back then the Expulse was hated on, but now it's a well-sold bike.
yeah. Also,
So
the new updated Xpulse is amazing.
yeah, it got the four valve and the
It's
200
liquid
cc.
cooled
So
210 cc.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's very good. So Hero doubled down on it and it worked for them.
Also,
Uh,
Kawasaki reduced the price on the new KLX, right? The
yeah,
230.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. I will.
another, it's also 30 kgs less than the X Pulse. That thing is going to be
Yeah,
amazing. Like
yeah.
it's not going to, yeah, it's not going to
That
be
is
a
pure
tourer.
Kawasaki MX DNA. It's going to be a
Yeah,
pure MX DNA bike. So
it's not
do
going to be
not
a
expect
tourer, but it's
do not expect to be a daily use bike, but
no, no. I would say
definitely,
it's a good daily, and if you are an off-road enthusiast, that is your go-to. It used to be the
yeah.
X Pulse, but now with that price, I think Kawasaki finally understood the pricing, and this one is, yeah, this one's going to kill it. I feel they're going to actually get sales now.
Yeah, maybe. Let's see. That's again,
Yeah,
still we have to wait and see what all these are going to play out.
yeah.
So
I'm really, what do you say, bullish on the Kawasaki. It's really good.
yeah, let's wait and watch, and we'll have to wait and watch with the TVS Norton as well.
Yeah.
Um, to be, to our next topic,
Let's go
obviously,
to the next segment.
the four wheelers. Here we are. The current trending one is obviously the Ford versus Chevrolet. I
Corvette,
got you
yeah,
there. Not Ferrari, Chevrolet.
yeah.
So Chevrolet just dropped a bombshell on Ford's aspiration on being the fastest
Nürburgring, yeah.
American Nürburgring car
Hmm.
and
Not just one
shattered his
bombshell. It was like two
bombshell.
bombshells.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They just kamikaze into the dreams of
Yeah,
GTD
the ZR X 1X, the ZR, and the
1
normal,
and the
yeah,
zero 06.
Zero 06, all doing phenomenal lap times on the Nürburgring. Amazing. Like, and
In context, the GTD did a 652 on the Nürburgring, and the ZR1X went 3 seconds faster.
yeah, but
And
the main target was the 911 GT3 RS,
yeah, yeah,
which they're not
yeah, yeah,
close to. I think the 911 GT3 RS is 8 seconds faster than the GTD.
yeah, yeah.
That's couple of segments away. They have a lot to
Yeah,
catch
but
up to. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, but both of these cars have a bigger engine and they are more heavier, definitely. But
Oh
where
yeah.
the GTD and the Corvette has in common is greater horsepower than
But
the
the
911 GT3
GT3
RS.
RS is like 530 horsepower
Yeah,
and it's
yeah, and
doing such crazy lap time. It's
yeah, yeah,
testament to what Porsche is. They've kept that DNA in them. They know what they're doing when it comes to
yeah.
traction.
In context to the GTD and the Zora or the ZR1X that we are talking about, the ZR1X has a twin turbo. It's a hybrid, obviously. It's got a
It's
hybrid
got
in the
the
sense it has, yeah,
front
yeah. It's
axle
got
from the E-Ray and the
and
engine from the ZR.
zero 07. Yeah, the
Yeah,
twin turbo V8.
so it has the LT7 engine, which is twin
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
turbo 5.5 liter flat plane crank engine. Like finally, the Americans are bringing high revving V8s. Yeah.
Yeah, and
And that thing
combined
sounds
they
like
put
a
around,
Ferrari. It
yeah, yeah.
sounds exactly like a Ferrari. Like you're getting a Ferrari for
Yeah,
very
the place where it interests most of the customers is the price point. It's
yeah,
just 200,000, close to 200, two hundred fifty
yeah,
thousand
200
dollars,
something, yeah.
and
And the
it's giving you
competitors,
the same output as that of
a
a F80,
Revelto, yeah, or no, yeah, yeah, yeah.
F80, Rivelto, McLaren W1,
Hmm.
all cars priced above a million,
Yeah.
except maybe the Revelto. The Revelto is
Well, just like 500 or
slightly lesser than a million with the extra optionals and add-ons and the other additional costs. But each of them are close to give or take a million,
yeah,
and this car is one fourth of the price,
yeah.
and it's giving you the exact same performance as what other three competitors that I just named are giving.
And
And
it's make their cars twin turboed because before that Ferrari was naturally aspirated, and then the Corvette came with a turbocharged V8, the I think the
yeah,
LT2 engine. So yeah, after that, then the Ferraris had to twin turbo because how else will they compete with the Corvettes? Not only did they beat
yeah.
them in power, but also
Still,
traction and lap
yeah,
time.
yeah. Even with all that changes, Ferrari still price their cars higher, to be honest.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
it's
Ferrari is
on price
Ferrari.
wise,
It's you're
yeah,
gonna.
on paper,
Yeah.
on paper, the Corvette is like the ultimate buy that you can ever make.
Also, it
um,
hasn't dropped anywhere in practicality too. You still can put your
yeah,
golf clubs and all that crap in the air.
yeah.
Yeah.
But we should not leave out the GTD as well
Yeah.
because Mustang was not known to be a handleable car.
Ex-
Mustang was all about the straights and the drag strips
Yeah. I
and
mean, the
just
Mustang.
just American muscle power.
Yeah.
So bringing a proper race blade car onto the market is still a big feat
Yeah. I mean, when
in
they
terms
brought
of a
the
Mustang.
GT 500 out, like it showed, okay, the Mustang is actually capable to do track. But this
Yeah,
thing
yeah.
is just another level. It's full
And
carbon
and
fiber
and
chassis.
by looks, the GTD takes over the
Not just
ZR1X by
looks,
all means.
just how bespoke it is. It's a
Yeah, yeah.
transaxle Mustang. It's
The car looks
they
menacing.
yeah,
It's a
it's
menacing
they've
car.
from ground up they've changed it like a transaxle system. They both put the gearbox in the back. They have a push rod suspension system, which you can see through the car. Like if they have a small
Yeah,
cutout
yeah.
window for it, you can see
Even
the
through the
push rod
front hood.
system.
Yeah,
Absolute art. It's beautiful. You can see how your car moves around, and the whole thing is done by Multimatic, which is one of the best suspension makers I think right now. They do stuff for Le Mans. They're the providers for Le Mans. Then they give the dampers for the F1 teams. They are the suppliers for a certain kind of dampers for the F1 team. So yeah, that company knows what they're doing, and yeah,
yeah.
they've
To give you an insight on how good this car is, you guys can check in our description. We'll be posting a video that was put out by Ford ePerformance, where the famous TV journalist Chris Harris and four-time world champion Max Verstappen have a talk on the Mustang GTD. And
also one of the best cars
yeah,
of all time, the
yeah,
RS200.
yeah.
I mean,
Obviously,
I kind of dislike that car because that's the reason why Group B stopped. Um, its evolution went
yeah,
and
yeah,
hit a group of what do you say audience and
yeah,
then blew up in fire. A lot of people died, and that
yeah.
was the end of Group B. But now Rally again is kind of crazy again. They're just flying all the way everywhere.
Either way, but this video is very interesting because a proficient driver like Max just rips the car on an a private track, and you can see just how able the car is because when a Formula One driver drives a road car to the limits, you
And
know how
just
good.
not a Formula One driver. It's
Yeah,
the Formula One driver, Max Verstappen. So yeah,
yeah. So seeing him just rip out the car and not slip out and just go crash somewhere just really shows that Mustang the Mustang department has really worked on this car,
yeah,
and he's able to take it to the limits. That's where you differentiate a good GT3 car to a very good GT3 car is when the drivers are able to take it to the limits and the car still sticks onto the road.
yeah. Also,
So
it's
yeah,
aerodynamically challenged. It's still
yeah,
amazing car.
it's a brick. It's a brick. When you look at it, it's just a brick. In the aerodynamic aspect of it, the Corvette takes it miles away. But
And
a car being
also,
a brick
it
and
has a
performing like that,
mid-engine layout, right? So the Corvette
yeah, exactly.
can put the power to the rear, while this is it's more, I
This
guess,
is
a
a
50-50.
front engine front engine rear wheel drive car.
Yeah.
So yeah, obviously they had to work out their weight distribution on it. But they have done a very good job with the weight distribution is the second factor that we have to call on the GTD because
Yeah.
it takes the corners really well. Like you do not feel like you're going to topple
And
over even at such high
Ford
speeds.
is working on it. So they, after the Corvette
Yeah,
guys took their record, they said
yeah.
they're coming
This
back for it.
and yeah, and to just state how serious Ford is, even after dropping the GTD, they're still taking records.
Yeah.
In the video that I mentioned, you can clearly see that the car that they're driving is still being used for testing. They
Yeah.
are
Mimicking
using
the comebacks.
recorders. Yeah, yeah, they're just taking free data from a four-time world champions driving, just to see how to make the car better. And Max himself, openly challenged that he can get a better timing on the Nürburgring with the GTD,
Yeah.
which has
He's
caught the
confident.
attention.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Which has given confidence to the Ford CEO, who has gone on publicly stating that it's game on between
Yeah.
Ford and Chevrolet. So that is something that we'll have to see in the further
Yeah.
months
This is,
because there's going to be an
getting
all-out war.
exciting. And also looking at this, Porsche is also heating up. They're bringing their next generation
Yeah, yeah. The
911 GT2 RS.
911 Turbo S is also out there. The
Yeah.
GT2 RS is obviously going to be still miles ahead for the GTD and the ZR1X to conquer. The GT3 RS is probably the one attainable one that they have, and do not understate it when I say unattainable. The Corvette has 5 seconds to catch up, and the GTD has 8 seconds to catch up on a 22-kilometer track. So yeah, there's still time for it, but it is definitely possible. It's
Yeah.
100% possible, and we'll be seeing to it. And Porsche, on the other hand, are just dropping out their
Yeah.
new e-turbo hybrid 911 Turbo
Ex-
S and stuff like that. So
that's where it's gonna be, That's where it's gonna be like
yeah,
a new benchmark for the ring.
right. And so coming to our final segment of the day is obviously cars on the spotlight, where both of us will be taking cars from the past or cars in the present
Or car we
that
just
are
like.
currently, yeah, a car that we just like, which is not currently sold in the Indian market, and we would love to have these cars on the Indian market. So obviously, I'm going to go first, and the car that I have chosen is the 2014 Ford Focus RS.
Ah, yes, a classic.
The hot
The
hatch, yes, the
the
2.3
hottest,
liter four cylinder. Yeah,
the
yeah.
habanero chili of the hot hatches. Yeah, really spicy.
This car was just bonkers, dude. This car was
Yeah,
bonkers. It had a 305 horsepower, 440 Newton meters of torque, and a recorded top speed of 266 kilometers per hour. It was just bonkers. And the design
with that
language for
system.
2014 Focus
Yeah,
RS was
with that
it was just
amazing blue color. I love the launch blue color. It looks amazing. Yep, I'm back.
yeah. Sorry for the disruption, guys. But
They won't know.
you were saying about the blue color.
Yeah, amazing blue color. Like, I just love that baby boy blue. The Porsche, the what do you say? It looks similar to the Porsche blue, right? The Miami blue.
Yeah, no, their color scheme was exactly copied from the GT3 RSS back then. The
Yeah.
Python green and the Miami blue that you had mentioned.
And
Then there was a little bit of the Ford bling with the Mustang orange and black decal on it.
yeah, then
All in all, the car was
four-wheel
just
drive
a
system.
madness.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
manual
still remember
transmission.
when. Yeah, yeah. I still remember when the Real Racing 3 came out in our Android phones, and it was the first car that you could buy in the game. And while my cousins and the rest of my friends who used to be hooked to the game as well complained about the car, I was the only maniac who went around saying that that car is great, and
I
and they mocked me for it. Yeah.
I used to drive that car in Forza Motorsport all the time. I just
Yeah.
loved it, and it sounded brilliant. It was really good. It was a gem of
Yeah,
a car.
yeah. Ford just put their entire rally DNA into that car, and it was just
Yeah,
beautiful. And if it was available in the Indian market, man, even if I went broke, I would have bought that car.
yeah. Okay, so my
Alright, what's your
spotlight
car?
is the Ignis four-wheel drive. For the yeah, it I don't know why they don't sell it in India. They make it in India. Everything is here. They just have to sell it here. And there is like a audience for it because the Jimny sells, the Thar sells. People want 4x4s, and this would also bring us new market. The what do you say? Uh, like a smaller budget enthusiast market for off-roading because the Alto does
Yeah,
well, but if someone wants to do slightly more than an Alto, this is like the best option. It'll come
yeah. And
probably
speaking
around
in terms of
12.
off-roading, they wouldn't have had to do much. The underbody, the under tray, a little bit of more of a reinforced under tray,
It
and
it already comes with all of that. It's set for what do you say? It's mostly driving in the snow. It's most for the snow regions. But yeah, it can do pretty much what do you say mild off roading or slightly what do you say soft roading. So yeah, that
yeah.
is one
So
thing Maruti could have done because they have done nothing for the like Indian market except for the Baleno RS, which sold also pretty well.
the Fronx has the same engine as the Baleno RS,
Yeah,
so
but
that
when
was
the
a good
Baleno
selling
RS
point.
came, the engine was not there. It was the previous gen, so it that engine came to India in the Baleno RS, and it's an
Yeah, yeah,
imported engine, the
yeah,
one
yeah.
liter booster jet.
Japanese engine.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So that's it, guys. So just to recap, we went through how the Thruxton 400 has entered into our markets, and in the coming days, we'll see how good of a bike that is. And we spoke about how the Norton TVS dealership, dealership, my bad, my apologies, partnership is going to play out in the future. And we spoke about the big GTD versus ZR1X and our cars in our spotlight. So thank you for listening, and we will be putting more of our silly talks on our show,
yeah,
and we'll be bringing further news on the automotive world. And
and F1.
stay tuned. Yeah, and F1. I keep forgetting that. And F1.
So
So stay
we'll
tuned.
probably do breakdown of the next sprint, quali, and race, right?
Yeah, it's a summer break, guys. It's a summer break, so
Isn't this
we
race
have
week?
to give. This is not race week.
Oh, no.
It's not race week yet.
Yeah,
There's still time. It's just a week since it's just 2 weeks since the
yeah.
summer break started, man.
It's too much, man. I can't take it anymore. Hmm.
Either way, so stay tuned, folks. We'll be coming back with more content, and as you support us, we'll fix on our, how we look on ourselves on the camera and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So,
this is quite jugaad methods of
apol-
yeah.
apologies for this, and thank you for listening, and have a very, very good evening. Thank you.
Signing out. Right. Ah, that was good.
Yeah, hopefully it worked the way we wanted it to work.
Yeah,
Hold on, let me check.
I've watched like so many videos on editing now. I have to